You don't believe me? Right on here, he'll tell you he used to borrow lights from his house, my nigga.
No, it's not that I don't believe you.
To eat.
I'm just saying, God gives everyone.
Water? Okay then, nigga.
That doesn't mean your life is harder than mine.
You ever had to sleep in a fucking car?
That doesn't mean your life is harder than mine. That doesn't mean your life is harder than anyone else.
That's not what I said. Listen, that's not what I said.
Okay, what did you say?
I'm saying it's hard. I can't speak on what you personally been. May have been molested, whatever. Not you, but somebody, you know, that may have been molested or whatever. You feel me? I can't speak on that. How you supposed to take that? Everything that bad that you could possibly imagine is happening to me. And I'm
you're focusing on the one thing, man. You're moving the goalpost here. Whose life is harder?
It's not about that. You're missing the point. Yeah.
What's the point?
The point is, nigga, if you're a rich kid or you come from something, you come with money in your pocket, you come up, you're 16, you get a car, you get this, you get that. When I was 16, I was selling crack, nigga. Fuck you talking about? There's nothing that you're never gonna understand because you're not from that. So I don't expect you to agree with it. You ain't from that. You don't even know what you think. You probably think I'm bullshitting you.
No, nobody said you're bullshitting. But is that your point, that you sold drugs when you were little? That's your point?
No, the point was in the conversation before you came in was to show how black people are having tough in America and why 23 is being so dismissive of that fact and showing his ignorance and using his own personal reference and his own personal experience as a privileged person to try to interject his worldview from that. It's not that.
To him, it's like it doesn't exist. It never happened. He's basically saying your pain means nothing. That's what I'm saying. You misinterpreted what
he's talking about at some point. What it's like to live in the project. Live in a project in New York. Do you know what the project is in New York? Or
the ghetto?
No. What kind of ghetto?
Ghetto just means impoverished. That's all that means. It means there's not a lot of money there. Just because you're in the ghetto doesn't mean you're in the motherfucking project. The PJs. The project buildings. These buildings are complex. They're built like a fucking prison cell, nigga. It looked like a prison cell, a 6x8 prison cell. That's what I was in.
It's one of the most dangerous areas in the country. It's one of the most dangerous areas.
You could get shot looking out the window. Not even just looking out the window. You get hit with a bullet in your fucking face.
And what is it? 90% of the population in this particular area is black.
Yeah. A lot of
now, what is
black
the
and Latino.
implication? What is the Oh yeah. And what is the implication of that fact? What is significant about the projects?
It's where the black people go?
No, it's not just that. We already know.
Why did they go? They go there.
Yeah, we already know that.
Why are they there?
Because it's cheaper.
Why?
Because it's cheaper. Why can't we afford what everybody else can? I don't understand. So we're just cheap people? We built this motherfucker. We've been here since before the Italians, before the fucking the Russians came here, before came here. We built this motherfucker. We've been here. The first person to die for America was Crispus Attucks. He's a black man. So how the fuck we still in the ghetto and everybody else out the ghetto? Because they all came to the ghetto too. They used to be right here with us. How the fuck did they get out?
The project is not only one of the most dangerous areas, it's also one of the most impoverished areas in the country.
It wasn't always like that.
It wasn't always like that, but as it is right now, as far as the current facts go, we're operating with current facts.
Yeah.
Now, 23 said, well, why? He made a claim. It sounded very ignorant at first, right? Very harmless. It just seemed like that's just speaking from his own limited worldview, right? He said, why don't you just get a job, save some money, and get out of the project and move somewhere else? Why can't people do that?
Because who the fuck is gonna work for $7.50 an hour? And after taxes, that's $5 an hour. What the fuck?
And we're just very little to know businesses operating who wants to operate in there anyway. So
okay, so now we're talking about how the system is against you.
Everything is against me. I'm a black man in fucking America. You don't even know what that means.
Woe is you.
No, that's not what I'm saying, dude. You don't listen.
Yeah, I still don't understand, because you're saying everything is against you.
You're not American. That's why you don't understand. He understands.
So you have no point, because I'll never understand, because I am not American.
I'm trying to explain it to you, nigga, but you're being ignorant.
Okay, now I'm ignorant.
You're literally ignoring the context, too. You're just asking questions. you're using the method of questioning, and it's not actually working in this case, because you're specifically and you're intentionally ignoring the context of what the heck was 23 trying to say about this.
I told you I don't know 23. I don't want to talk about him. When you said I'll
You
tell you
don't
about
know
him, I
him,
said
so
I'm
you
not
don't-
interested.
So how are you defending him?
I'm
if you
trying to
don't
have a
even know what
conversation
you're
with you.
defending?
I'm not defending him. I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
I'm-
Fuck 23. Fuck is 23. Why
Well,
should we
he's
be
a
talking
fucking-
about him still?
He's
What
a
the fuck?
passive aggressive white supremacist that we're
Okay,
we're talking
good
about
for
earlier,
him.
okay?
He should put that on his fucking resume. Now let's talk me and you.
But the point is, you can be supporting white supremacy and not even know it by sitting there and telling
Oh
black
my
people,
God.
"Oh, woe is me." Oh, well, I understand. They're sitting there talking that bullshit. They ain't been through nothing. I'm telling you because I've been through a lot of shit. I shouldn't even be alive, bro. A lot of shit I shouldn't have survived, but I'm here and I'm here to tell my fucking story. You know what I'm saying? Like I should not be here, bro. You know, Planned Parenthood. Like you can call Planned Parenthood in America abortion for a black baby. Do you know that? People do
Say
that
that
shit.
again?
You can call Planned Parenthood and say, I want this money to go to exterminate, to killing a black baby. That's what I want this money to go towards. And they'll do it.
Well, yeah, because the black people can't afford it themselves. Well, they can use themselves, and rape and everything is so real. Not tell me. Okay, what was the point? What is the point of abortions? Okay, women get raped, and what if they don't want to keep the baby?
A lot of time they don't get raped, bro. A lot of time they don't get raped. That's actually very fucking. That's a blue.
Okay.
Moon.
But
Bitches
people
not
don't
getting raped like that, bro.
look. Think of it as a donation. Don't think of it. Okay, I'm paying you. Go get your assassins and fucking shoot a black woman in the stomach.
No,
That's
they're
not what it
talking about
is.
killing babies. That's like they're talking about killing babies. That's pushing month 2, going on to month 3. There was a guy that called in Planned Parenthood and said, I want this to go towards American babies. Do not kill any white babies. Don't kill it. I want a black baby to die. You understand? This is what I'm calling.
Oh, so he was selective of what race he wanted to abort.
Yes, and they said no problem. Donate the money. I'm gonna give you a check for $200. He couldn't believe it as a white person. He could not believe that they were doing that shit. Looked up Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood was started by fucking Margaret Sanger. You know who Margaret Sanger is?
No, I don't even know what Planned Parenthood is.
Okay, that's a place where black babies go to die. That's what Margaret Sanger is. More black people die in Planned Parenthood than on the streets. They said the safest place for out the womb. That's what it's said in my country. More black kids die in fucking Planned Parenthood than anything. And you know what their excuse is? Oh, they don't deserve to live because, well, they don't have enough money. Right? Their family doesn't make money like that. You know, people who don't make money don't deserve to live. He shouldn't be brought into this world. Margaret Sanger has been quoted in saying, this is a quote from Margaret Sanger, the fucking founder of Planned Parenthood. The best thing you could do for a black baby that family is underprivileged is to kill it.
Also, officially, Planned Parenthood is an organization it's supposed to promote like underserved women, and one of its services it provides is abortion.
Yeah.
It gets federal funding. But no, I'm not gonna say the federal government condones or at least funds for abortion.
They do. And crack, they do. They gave crack to the ghetto. How many niggas you know that's a chemist?
Now, after the Civil Rights Act was passed here in the country, the United States government wanted to find a way to keep the black man down, or at least keep black communities down. And one of the things that was invented was this thing called the war on drugs. You may have heard of it.
Oh yeah, that's what Trump wants to bring back.
Yeah, the war on drugs. Basically, if criminal offenses if you're black and you get caught selling crack, a lot of the time this is what they'll do if you're black. Give
the official reason for why the war on drugs exists, and then give the actual reason. So what was the official reason? Why? The public reason that they gave?
Because the crack babies are supposed to be born fucked up, and they're fucking up families and all of this.
Yeah.
So we don't want crack babies.
There was apparently an epidemic. It was an epidemic, essentially, of drugs in certain communities. And those communities happen to be black communities. That's their own words, it's not our words. So in order to ensure that the black communities wouldn't thrive in power and economic power, especially economic growth in this country after the Civil Rights Act was passed, because that changed that was right for social, but not necessarily economic equality.
They literally shut the black community down. Crack and gave it to the blacks. This is right around the time that the Black Panthers walked into Congress with guns, and they didn't walk in there trying to kill anybody. They walked in there with their right to bear arms and said, we're not going to allow police to come into our community anymore and kill us and murder us for no reason. We're not having it. And we just, but we have a right to bear arms, and we're going to use it on the police. And we don't want to, but we will if we're forced to.
Remember how
if you were black.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm listening.
Now, if you want another example of history, remember how Great Britain introduced opium? Because they wanted to get
Didn't they get opium from there? Where did opium originate from? Afghanistan?
I think it did originate in the Middle East.
Yeah, but they didn't use it like that. They synthesized it and gave it to the Chinese to fuck them. Get to China. That's what they did. That's what they did.
So Great Britain introduced opium to basically the country of China, right? Now, the United States government took a playbook from Great Britain and from the Great Britain Empire, and they tried to do this similar method. Whoever the elected officials were, whoever the groups were, they did a similar practice. They did a similar practice for black communities after the 60s, you know? So,
like to be honest, there's a movie called Kill the Messenger, starring, you know the guy that played Hawkeye? Remember him? He starred in it. And in that movie, he exposed, he was playing as a guy named, I think his name was Gary Oldman. He was a fucking a journalist. The journalist found out that the CIA was responsible for the drugs coming in. They were coming in on military planes. All that crack cocaine was coming in on military planes. And they figured it out. It was being imported from the fucking, from the Colombians and shit. They were doing business with Pablo Escobar. The fucking US government was doing business with Pablo Escobar. That's why they killed Pablo, so he couldn't testify. But the point is that they found out that they were responsible for the crack. And then they're crack, and they want to put you in jail for using it and for selling it. But you
that's why you see many black neighborhoods in across the country really impoverished as far as economic stuff goes, and then even in terms of crime rates.
They were engineering the crack factor.
And so that's imagine that shit's happening over decades. Now you have like sort of a trend. Now you have sort of a status quo occurring.
But that's just it. Like, they don't talk about that. Canadians, no disrespect, are fucking ignorant to that shit. Fucking ignorant to it. They think that, oh, black people are they're just crazy.
Listen, I'm not gonna let you talk. I'm not gonna let you talk like that.
No, I'm not. Most Canadians, not all. There's some Canadians I know.
No, don't say people. Say people. Say people. There's not Americans who are ignorant to that shit. There's not Americans who are ignorant to that shit.
Dude, they're all white, or they grew up with white people.
All right. So now you have to. So now you have to say the white Canadians. Now you have to say the white Canadians.
No, I'm not saying that. Listen to what I'm saying. Because you're not from America, you're not going to know the history of this country that they're not written down.
Yeah. So people who don't know the history.
Niggas in New York told you. Nick, this is word of mouth. This is not some shit that you can find in the
Now you're talking semantics.
I'm not making it about you being Canadian. I'm saying because you're not from here. There's niggas that's from Arkansas, from Montana, and I would say the same shit to them. They're not from New York. They don't know shit because they're not from New York. I grew up in the crack era. I grew up in the crack era, so I know something about the crack era, dude.
Now,
they don't
someone
know
who
how
grew
it
up
was
in,
back then.
someone who may have grown up in the poor area of Mississippi, they may not have the same experiences as like a New York someone from the projects in New York. But because they can at least somewhat relate.
They could
And at
relate to
least
a certain degree,
understand,
but we can only
because
relate being
visualize it.
black. Even I can't.
Have
To
you
be
ever seen
honest
The
with
Wire?
you,
Just watch The Wire, man. Watch The
I
Wire.
lived in that
That'll
shit.
explain everything. That's a good show anyway. It's the most realistic show I've ever seen.
we're not
Not
Canadian. We'll
American.
criticize nothing to do with you being Canadian. Come over here and you will see what I'm talking about, nigga. It's fucked up, and it's fucked up for a reason. I understand the reason why it's fucked up. People are blaming black people like there's something wrong with us, like we're the ones doing this shit. We was cool. Black people was cool. We wasn't bothering nobody. We
In
were the
Africa, you mean?
happiest niggas. No, in America, nigga.
No, in America.
When were you
Nigga,
happy in
Oakland-
America?
Compton
No.
used to be a fucking suburb, nigga, till crack hit. Compton was a suburb. Oakland.
Okay, so there was an
Oakland,
era
California,
after slavery and before the 80s where
Where we
America had
thrive.
black people.
where we thrive. Black people own pharmacies. Black people own fucking stores with doctors and shit like that. You go to a black neighborhood and you would see a black person behind the counter. Now you go to a black neighborhood, it's a behind the counter or an Asian dude. It's not like it used to be. Back in the day, we didn't have that. Black people owned their own communities, man. We had houses.
Okay, wait,
You
now we're
think
going
you-
off on a different
you
tangent. So
probably
Indians
thought we
are
were just
owning the
all
black
fucked up.
community now?
Dude, it's always been like that. Then crack hit, and then everything fucked up. Then crack hit. That's when we stopped owning stores. That's when niggas started killing each other, killing the nigga behind the counter and shit, just cause. It's a lot, man. And then they introduced this whole crack baby thing. You're so oblivious to it, and I'm not saying you're dumb. It's just you don't. I'm not insulting your intelligence. I'm not saying you're not intelligent. I'm saying I'm from a different world, dude. You're in the fucking Matrix, nigga. I'm fucking Morpheus. I'm sitting out here offering you a red pill with a blue pill. You in the fucking
Now-
Matrix. You don't even know it.
Now, you gotta tell them about slavery. I mean, just because, quote, the slavery from back in the day is no longer the case, slavery didn't go away in America.
You need to read the 13th Amendment.
To the Canadian guy, do you know where slavery exists?
The South.
Nope. Oh well, you know, you were right
Yeah,
until you were right until 3 years ago when they actually officially banned slavery. Like they amended their constitution saying slavery no longer exists. Yeah, you were right. It's technically speaking, yeah, you're right. Now, Mississippi was the last state slavery. Yeah, like they officially banned it. No, it actually exists within our prison system. We don't know how
You're a
it exists
slave.
within our prison system.
You're
You
a
know how it
slave
exists
if
within
you're
the-
in prison. Yeah.
It used to
Institutionalized.
be.
No,
It used
it's
to
more
be-
than that. They have private prisons. People
Yeah,
who are
private
not
prisons, number one. Number two is corporations can actually outsource certain labor from prison populations to offset their labor costs. So, prison labor is used for corporations.
Community service.
It's quote community service, but there are other
Yeah, yeah.
Pepsi owns people buy stock in prison. So basically, if I went to jail right now, some rich white motherfucker's getting $5,000 just off of me for every month I'm in there. He gets $5,000 of government grant to keep me in jail.
Now
they
guess
try
who
to-
makes
they-
up? Now guess
and
who
that's
makes
real.
up most of the prison population in the United States? Minorities.
Most of the niggas in jail is niggas. There's like very little
Black-
white people.
black folk.
I rarely see anybody else in but black people. I see maybe one Asian in prison my whole life. It's all black people.
It's like 90%. Like the rate is so disproportionately high. It's ridiculous. Now guess what the crime is for that both of them are in.
Drug-related offenses, of course.
It's drug-related
Because
offenses.
and because we can't afford to live, we cannot afford to make money like how you
Yeah,
do.
you can't-
You
you
go
can't.
work it. You go work. Your wage is what? What's
It's
your minimum
non-violent.
wage?
It's non-violent offenses, basically.
Yeah. A lot of it is fucking. I have a girl that's a friend of mine. She went to jail. She didn't even do nothing. She was in a house. They busted down the fucking door, and she went to jail, and everybody else went to jail. They just locked
Yeah.
her up just because she was there.
And most folks can't afford to pay for benefits, so they have to eat that shit up.
Oh, they quit. They quit. Wow. That was fucking hilarious, dude. Huh? It's all good, dude. Turn your mic up. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I can barely hear. I don't even know who's talking.
That's better.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's better. That's better. Just listen to the mic, bro. That's all you gotta do is come close to the mic. I can hear you now.
Yeah. Because you know, also you can increase your mic volume from the PS4. If you haven't. Yeah, now you sound better. Have you been talking this entire time? Holy crap! I'm gonna feel so bad if you did. Yeah. Oh,
Like,
sorry to hear that, man. I barely hear you.
You sound like you African American. Would I be correct in saying that, Mortal Messenger? Nah, nigga, you can't fool me. Your voice too deep to your. Oh, so you can't talk. You can't talk like a black person. You gotta fuck and shit.
Have you ever been stopped by a cop? Have you ever been stopped by a cop? Are you like? No.
Okay,
no,
so you
okay,
one of them. He's one of them niggas
okay.
wearing. He one of them niggas wearing a sweater. That's why he's good. He don't dress like how I dress casual and shit. He dresses preppy and shit. So they look at him like he probably grew up with money.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, that's how you stay alive,
Hey,
nigga.
you know, in
That's how
Islam,
you stay alive.
I don't know if you know anything about Islam, but they even have something like they have a doctrine on this in our religion.
The hadith, right?
I think it might be a hadith. I don't know if it was a story or it's actually something in the